The outline of a deal to end the war in Ukraine. Putin had some incentives to agree to a ceasefire, but compromises are required. President Trump said he wants to make a deal to stop this ridiculous war in Ukraine. His call with President Putin of Russia and a meeting between U.S. and Russian officials in Saudi Arabia have raised expectation that negotiation could end 3 years of fighting. But how would those talks actually work? Who would be involved? What could a deal look like? The New York Times has been reporting on these questions since the early weeks of the war in 2022, when Ukraine and Russia held direct talks that failed to reach a peace agreement. To sum up what we know at this point, here's our guide to potential Ukraine peace talks. Right now, Ukraine has a few options for reversing Russia's recent gains on the battlefield. That means that any deal is likely to involve painful concession by Ukraine, which could be seen as Mr. Trump's rewarding Mr. Putin's aggression. It also means that Russia will almost certainly drive a hard bargain. But Mr. Putin may have his own incentives for making a deal. Russia's economy risks runaway inflation amid enormous spending on the war, while the military is suffering some 1,000 or more casualties a day, and the settlement over Ukraine could pave the way for the reduction of Western sanctions. The talks would be exceedingly complicated. Many doubt that Mr. Putin will negotiate in good faith, while Europe and Ukraine fear that Mr. Trump will be tempted to strike a deal with the Kremlin over their heads. Still, Russia and Ukraine did make headway toward striking a deal when they last negotiated directly back in the spring of 2022, and some experts believe that an agreement is possible that would satisfy Mr. Putin while preserving some form of sovereignty and security for Ukraine.